It's great to have your company. This is Esther from Stampinstarcreations. I'm back with another Christmas Stampathon 2020 challenge. This one is for March and it's to use non-Christmas stamps to create Christmas cards. So making at least 4 so you've got a nice stash at the end of the year. Using beautiful friendship, very Versaille and family party stamp sets. And using fairly traditional Christmas colours, going in with real red, crushed curry, Sahara Sand and garden green. All available from my shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk. So this would be the present that comes from the family party set, and I'm using that for the base of my tree to create like a plant pot effect. I'm then taking the leaves from Beautiful Friendship and putting the point of the tree in first, and then just using up the ink on my stamp to create some shading. And then next just work your way down the edges of both sides of your leaf point to create a tree-like shape. So this is a great way of being able to look at your stamp sets, see how else you can use them just by changing up the colours and being creative with them. So I realised that I needed to make the tree a bit more pointed at the end. You want a nice kind of triangular shape to make your tree. Next I wanted like a garland to be along the top. So again going in with the Beautiful Friendship stamp and creating this kind of swag along the top with the same colour using garden green. I'm going in with the real red to create some berries. So I wanted my card to be quite traditional and vintage looking. So I'm using Very Vanilla as my card base. Next I'm using those spots off the present and I'm just inking up the spots and trying to avoid the bow part of this. And I wanted to create some twinkle, a bit of lights shining on my Christmas tree. So although this is a bit tricky to show up on the dark green, I just did it towards the edges. Then added some berries on my tree as well. Grabbing out the stars from Family Party, this is going to go on top of my tree, and then I decided to incorporate a few on my tree as well, just for decoration, and using the little stars more than the big one. Coming back with Sahara Sand, I'm sticking the script stamp from Very Versaille onto my fingers. Now I got this tip from my sister at Artful Stamping, and it's just a great way to be able to control the stamp and get different depth. So because you're putting pressure on different parts of the stamp, you have some bits coming through stronger than the other. Now I very rarely tend to manage to stamp this stamp straight, so the more you stamp, the more you don't realise it's there, so it's fine. Using one of my makeup brushes, these have got lovely soft bristles and are great for colour blending. Now because I've just recently re-inked my ink pad, it does go in quite heavy on the edge there. But if you just swipe it and keep going, it just adds to that whole vintage vibe that I'm looking for, that I'm aiming for. Next I'm just grabbing my paper snips and I'm running this along the edge of the card. So just roughing up those edges, making it all untidy and rough, and again helps that vintage look. I'm not worried about nicking the paper, having little tears in it just helps with that authenticity. I'm grabbing my metallic pearls. I really like these metallic pearls. They come in the silver and the gold, and I wanted to create even more Christmassy lights, make it look more Christmassy. And I just think it added a nice effect to the card. I decided to use the numbers from the Family Party stamp set, and with the number 25 being Christmas Day, I didn't want it too obvious. I wanted it nice and kind of in the background as if it was part of the backing paper. So I'm stamping off before I'm stamping onto my card. Stamping off once and then coming back with the second generation, which gives me a lighter shade of the colour. Just spacing out the numbers and make sure you go off to the edge of the page so it looks like a real print. Although I didn't use Cherry Cobbler, I am using Cherry Cobbler card in my for my base card, and just sticking it down with the Tombow multi-liquid purpose glue, which tends to be my glue of choice. I think it makes it look really Christmassy on the red. Please do come and join us on the Christmas Stampathon 2020, which can be found on Facebook, and join in with the challenges. A new challenge is posted on the 26th of the month, and you have a month up to the 25th to put your cards or your projects into the post. Do subscribe to my channel if you're not already. You might be viewing this and not already subscribed. Thank you very much.